Alright YouTube, today we've got a repair on a John Deere S1400 weed eater. So, prime it up. Customer called me up yesterday and said when you start it, it runs fine, but once you try to give it any throttle, it bogs down. First thing that comes to mind for me anyways, it's usually a carb kit. So let's start it up and see what it sounds like and assess the problem and go about fixing it. Let me tell you what, this engine's got extremely good compression. If you ever come across an old John Deere S1400, this thing's got excellent compression. So go ahead and start it up here. Go ahead and take that choke off. There it is running. It's very, 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 very quiet. When you rev it, so the first thing you notice is it's running really quiet. Well, that tells you the problem right there. If you put your hand right here in front of the exhaust, you can barely feel any exhaust come out of that. Even when you rev it, go ahead and shut this off. Even when you rev it, barely any exhaust comes out of the exhaust pipe. So that is the problem. The exhaust pipe has been plugged up by years of use. So what needs to be done, first step anyways, we need to pull this, let me balance this on my knee. We need to pull this cover off right here. That requires taking this bolt out and that bolt out, and then it just slides right off. Then you turn this on the side. There's a bolt here and a bolt here, and then you carefully pull the exhaust pipe off and pull it apart. So let me go get my tools and we'll go ahead and pull this off, and then I'll pull this off on camera to show you guys, and then we'll look at the exhaust pipe and I'll show you what you guys can do to fix the problem. Alright, so we're gonna pull this muffler off here now. See if we can. There's that first one. Yeah, we can go ahead and do the second one. So let's see, pull these bolts out now probably, yeah. And then it just all comes out. Gotta be careful of this gasket. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it over here and see what it looks like. It's a little scored, but it's not bad. See, now if we start it up now, it's gonna be real loud, but I guarantee you that it'll rev and it'll work like it should. I was just playing. If I gave my mom a heart attack. She's right here. She's planting the garden. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, that is totally plugged. Look inside there. So what normally happens is that either the owner, puts too much oil in the gas, or like way too much. This is usually what happens when there's way too much oil in the gas, is the muffler gets totally plugged. But this muffler design is not very good, so I've seen quite a few of these just be plugged. It's kind of a terrible design. And yes, I know I shouldn't run it too long without the muffler, blah blah blah. You're gonna burn your piston and this and that. Yes, I already know that. So you guys don't have to tell me that. And sorry for I also apologize for the sniffing. I already blew my nose like right before this video, so so usually that gets plugged. As you can see, that is totally plugged, like 100% plugged right there. So normally you can clean this and it'll work again, but I usually just remove these. What it is, it's a spark arrestor. Stops sparks from coming out or whatever. But so here's another thing you should do when this happens. Pull all these pieces out. Probably just make those two. What you do with them is you cook the muffler. Normally I'll build a fire and throw the muffler into the fire. When I don't have time for that, I usually just throw it into my barbecue. Oddly enough. It burns off and it's safe to cook on a barbecue again, you know, it's just fine. Move all these, put it right over a flame, like right here. Just like that. Only have a few seconds before this gets really, really hot. I'll leave these right here. I'm gonna put these on the rocks because you don't want these to heat up too hot, but this is fine to heat up. So I'm gonna leave this on here for a while and cook and stuff, and then I'm gonna let it cool down and pull it out and show you guys what it looks like after you bake it. What it does is there's a lot of carbon buildup inside there from too much oil or long period of use or using really cheap oil. That's why you got to use good oil. Lucas 2-stroke oil. This stuff, that's the best stuff. It doesn't gum up a muffler like this. So that's baking in there. And I'll show you what cheap oil also does to your engine here real quick. And I'm still sniffling. As you can see in there. See if we can focus in here. There we go. See all that black? That piston should not be black like that. Absolutely should not. It should be more like that right there, but it's black. So that's just really bad right there. So it'll still run, it'll still work. I'm gonna try to clean that off as best I can without having to tear the engine apart. So I'm just gonna soak the cylinder in MMO. You can soak it in MMO or Seafoam, either way, they both work. MMO works a little bit better for 2 strokes because it's more oil based than anything. So yeah, see you in a second after that muffler bakes. See ya. Alrighty, so I'm gonna forget the spark arrestor screen. I almost never put those on. I'm gonna go ahead and put these put this back together here. Oh, you know what I'm forgetting? The gasket. It's a little dirty around the edges. Just scrape that off there. There we go. It's really sticky. It kind of seems like this thing hasn't been running in a few years. It's like the oil is just really gummy. Gummy. Like Gumby and his friends. Why'd I say that? I don't know. Just felt like saying it. You ever do that? You say something and wonder why you said it? I don't know. I'm talking to myself now. Alright. Sorry for the camera angle if you can't see here. I have to call the customer up and let him know it's done. Wonder how good this fuel is. I'll have to pop it open to smell it. My knuckles popping. Alright, that's tight. Pop this open, smell it. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't smell too bad either. It smells like it's got grass in it. It's got a really funky smell to it. Put that there. And grab these. I'll start it up without the cover on the back. There's no difference in that. I'm not talking about this cover, I'm talking about the whole big thing. Two-stroke engines will not run with that not being sealed. Like if it's off, you don't even have a chance. If it's not sealed, it still won't run. It has to be perfectly sealed. No air leaks whatsoever. Because if you have one air leak, it just won't run. It's kind of like the turbo for these little two-strokes, is because it pulls it into the crankcase and it, you know, puts it into the engine quicker and this and that. And it's just how all two-strokes run, whether or not you have this cover on the back here or not. So, see if it'll start without choke. If it won't, then I'll choke it up. Nope, time to choke it. Run a whole lot better, and the only reason why it's smoking like that, so I soaked the piston in some MMO. I put some Marvel Mystery Oil on the top end of the engine. Soak it up and see if we could get some of that carbon buildup out of the intake, you know. But yeah, it's running real good. Got quick fire, just prime and pull. Blah blah blah. And if you notice, these look a lot like the whatever they're called. Yeah. Yeah, but it's running real good. That's really clean now. That was totally greasy. That's still pretty greasy though. But this side's clean because that's the side that was being baked by fire. That side was not. Probably should have flipped it over and let it cook on the other side, but oh well. Goodbye to this for sure. As you can see, you can't even see through it. But yeah, should run just fine now. I'll wash it up, take some pictures of it after I'm done washing it, and I'll call the customer up and let them know it's done. Cool. See you later, YouTube. Bye.